The majority of the Australian population resides on or near coastal areas, and therefore the fear of a tsunami hitting Australian shores is heightened. But just how susceptible is Australia to tsunamis? Today we have with us a geologist, Mr. Wilson Georgis, who is willing to give us a deeper insight into tsunamis and Australia's level of danger in being affected by them. Mr. Georgis, thank you very much for being here today and giving us your time.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Mr. Georgis, how are the earthquakes that caused the Boxing Day tsunami any different to earthquakes that occur on land?
Major earthquakes occur along fault lines. That's when two tectonic plates meet. However, unlike the land-based slip faults, where the plates slide past each other, the two tectonic plates that create the Boxing Day tsunami was shifted in different way. In other words, that one of the plates had subducted or dived below the other plates. And by this action create a major tension between these two blocks or these two plates. For this tension convert into what they called an earthquake, a mega thrust earthquake.
I see. So these megathrust earthquakes, are they predictable?
Not exactly, because the specific location of these thrust faults which cause these tsunamis lie in the ocean floor. It's a very nearly impossible to sort of predict them or monitor because of the tension and water pressure that exists above them. However, what the scientists do is they predict them from the prehistorical data that they have received from similar activities in the area or models that they are developed.
So then, historical records may be able to help scientists predict future megathrust earthquakes?
Well, not really. The problem with the historical and scientific record is that they are only dated back so far, or the scientists has only begun to record this information in the last few centuries. And in case of Australia, the rocks and boulders that were originated on the shores or close to shores has been found to be displaced in the land by a few dozen of meters, and that's due to the Asian tsunamis.
Since the Boxing Day earthquake occurred so close to Australia, is Australia at risk of being hit by a much larger scale tsunami?
To answer that, the potential for devastating tsunami to hit Australia is actually quite high. And the reason why the continent of Australia resides on its own tectonic plates, and this plate is surrounded by various sort of pattern of the fault lines and seismic activities, and that will definitely have potential to produce tsunamis.
In that case, how is the seismic activity along these fault lines monitored?
There's several nets of the existing fault line and seismic activities there, and these are all monitored by several stations in the area, and signals will be sent to wherever areas is hit.
So Australia would receive warning if an earthquake originated within the Pacific Ocean?
Yes, definitely will receive from one of the closest stations that exist close to Australia.
Okay, thank you very much for the insight, Mr. Georgis.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Australia is in fact at risk, but to what degree it cannot quite be determined. As science continues to advance, so will our knowledge of earthquakes and tsunamis. In the meantime, all that can be done is to monitor the seismic activity of the oceans. I'm Bex Horsfall. Thanks for watching.